Again, our health will depend on our lifestyle. Another issue that I'd like to bring to your attention, a lot of us dependent on medication. Okay? Small headache, put a pill in your mouth. This, do that. That is leading to what we call now, another serious issue for us now is antimicrobial resistance. What it simply means, a time will come when your body will not respond to the medication you take. That is again a very serious issue for us. So, health for Fiji and other Pacific Island nations is a very, very serious issue. And we believe that we women, that you women, have the power to change the health status of your families. Because at the end of the day, the burden of looking after your family falls on you. The burden of getting money for medication falls upon you. Okay? So, again, why am I talking to this? All the graduates today, okay? You, in the next 5-10 years, will be responsible for leading the nation. Who knows, one of you will become the Minister for Health. Who knows, you can become the Minister of Education. There's nothing stopping you from dreaming and achieving what you want to do. Okay, so again, as a government, let me share this with you, that we are very much for everybody moving forward. We always talk about inclusivity. What it basically means is everybody in Fiji is included in whatever. We want everybody to go forward together. So for the graduates, if you have worked hard, you know there are government education schemes such as the Topper scheme, the tertiary education loan scheme, where you'll be able to continue education. There was one time when parents would have to withdraw their FNPF, when parents would have to sell off their properties to pay tertiary education fees. So as a government, what we are trying to do is make things easy for the parents. And for those of you who will be moving on to USP and FNU to pursue your careers, make sure these opportunities are available for you, capitalize on that. We also have students coming to us after the first, second year and saying, look, I failed a few of my units and then my scholarship has been terminated. Let's hope it doesn't come to you. So work hard, put in all the best, because as a government we are providing those provisions for you. And what should we say? Again, I've already talked about parents as being role models, again, I think the speaker mentioned, we all have to work hard to be successful. That's again very important. Nothing comes free. Okay? So if you work hard, you will be able to achieve your dreams. But at the offset, you must have a dream. What do you want to achieve? Now in Fiji, if you are choosing your career path, there are a lot of professions that you can choose where jobs are available readily. So when you choose your tertiary education career pathway, nursing, pharmacies, agriculture, we have a high demand for vets, we have a shortage of doctors, specialist skilled workers. So go for those fields where you know that there is job available. I do understand that not all of you will be able to become doctors, lawyers and the professional skills, but there are many skill sets that Fiji currently requires. So I'm sure your teachers must have guided you well on that. And again, for those of you who will be graduating today, congratulations. And for those students who have not made up to the top students, there's always a next time. Remember, education, whatever opportunities you get for education, wherever you get a chance to get educated, do not let go of that. It's very important. And I strongly believe that education has the power to change your life. And I stand here an example of that. I always say that. After 33 years, I went to my primary school 2 weeks ago. That is where I started my journey to success. And like somebody said, it doesn't come easy. I traveled across the roads I used to walk. I talked about the stream I used to cross in the morning barefoot. I went around seeing the sugarcane field where we had made a road so that we could reach the school very quickly, because the head teacher would be standing there with a stick if we were late. Nothing comes easy in life. So I walked across my old school and said, this is where my success started. It was amidst all hard work. We were not born rich. Okay? We struggled through poverty. Then when it came to secondary school, my mother was all by herself. 5 of us. 5 children. There's one thing she told us was, make sure you do well in school, because that's the only way out of poverty. That's the only way out of, remember that. And that's the only way out of poverty, because education really does have the power to change your destiny. You might come from very rich families, but money and status, if it's gained from others, it's not worth it. You are what you have to achieve in life. And I'm told that the girls here come from a lot of underprivileged families. And hats off to all the girls for working hard, for staying away, for going through those circumstances that you've gone through. Only you know what you've been through, okay? You've left your families, you've left your islands. We have some regional students here, and these faces have become so familiar to me. So I'm sure you're going to receive a lot of awards today because you have worked hard. And like I said, nothing comes easy. But for those of you who did not work hard, remember there's always a next time. Don't give up. So award ceremony should be a balanced one. We should also mention those that have not succeeded, and we must also congratulate those that have succeeded. We cannot forget the ones that have not made it. And this is where the guardians and the teachers and the friends and relatives will come and say, look, you didn't do well. You will do better next time. Keep guiding and pushing your children. Okay? I mean, in this case, if the girls' parents are not here, I'm sure they have made a lot of families. And the fact that a lot of you have turned up to actually congratulate and guide these children is evident enough that you do care about these girls. And I think one of the principles of Islam is caring about the underprivileged. So there's a talk about faith, there's been talk about destiny, there's been talk about the future. All that will be possible if all of us work together. Okay? So again, like I said, nothing is impossible without hard work and dedication. And finally, I would like to thank the principal and the matron. Thank you very much. The league for providing everything to the girls and ensuring that the hostel runs smoothly. To all others who have contributed in one way or the other, I'm sure you need a lot of support from the stakeholders. The girls need a lot of other things apart from shelter, and I'm sure there are a lot of people working behind the scenes to make sure that our girls get what they want. And again, a special gratitude to the league for promoting education in Fiji through your other schools and colleges and primary schools. Thank you very much. So on behalf of the government, again, thank you very much to the Fiji Muslim League, the main branch, the women's branch, for ensuring that education remains a priority for your institution. And again, I'd like to leave you with this thought: no matter what faith we belong to, no matter what cultures we follow, we need to live in our beautiful multicultural Fiji by respecting each other, by tolerating each other's cultures, and building the peace and harmony that we want to see a new Fiji have. So with these words, the school principal and the matron, thank you very much. And to the students, thank you very much for giving the hostel this day. It is through your hard work that we are celebrating your success here this afternoon, a very beautiful Saturday afternoon. And to all of you who have turned up, I think the numbers this year is more than what I saw last year. Thank you to all the ladies, the mothers, the guardians who have who continue to provide support to the girls' hostels. And yeah, what should I say? Thank you very much, and may we all have a blessed 2018. Thank you very much.